New Year, everyone! Welcome to 2021. Even though I'm filming this video on the 31st, I know that by the time it goes up, it's going to go up on New Year Day. So happy New Year, everyone! I'm so glad you made it to 2021. I know 2020 was a whirlwind for most of us, and that's actually what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I'm just going to be giving you guys a story time of how my 2020 went, a recap, the lessons, the mistakes, and what I am looking forward to in 2021. But before I go into all of that, guys, please subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed already. Please give this video a thumbs up, while watching it, and please make sure that you engage with me in the comment section. So now let's get right into, all the tea. So guys, I'm just going to be giving a brief review of how 2020 was for me, and I believe 2020 came with different experiences for different people, even though we had a generalized one. So we had the pandemic around. Okay, the pandemic actually started in December 2019 in China, but it had not gotten to the other parts of the world, and then it was not a pandemic yet because it was just in one country. It was just like COVID-19, this viral infection, that was taking over and killing a lot of people. And forward to March, I still remember that day when we got the message that our classes were cancelled and we were going to stay back home. You guys, it just felt like, okay, I won't even lie that initially, me as a student, I was a bit happy. That I was not going to go to class for a while, but I thought that it was just going to be for a while. But you guys, this pandemic has lasted throughout the year and is still continuing even in 2021. And this pandemic actually had a toll on me. Aside the pandemic, a lot of things also happened this year. We had the Black Lives Matter, the NSAS in Nigeria, so many things that happened in 2020. And personally, I had my own experiences as well, right? Not just what happened to the world generally. I feel like these experiences that we all had, we had different, variation of the experiences. So right now, I'm going to be going into the things that I'm thankful for in 2020. So the first thing that I'm grateful for, of course, is life. You guys, this pandemic hit like crazy. It affected everybody, and I just believe that it's by God's grace that we are standing here today. So I'm really grateful for life. I'm grateful for my family members. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm just grateful for the fact that we actually made it to 2021. So I'm really grateful for that. Second thing I'm really grateful for is the fact that I got into my final year of medical school. You guys, medical school has been 6 years now, 6 years and some months, and it's been a whirlwind, the journey. And I'm grateful to God that it is, slowly coming to an end, even though for medical students, you really know the end when you finish medical school. That's a whole just for another day, but I'm grateful that, we at least get to the last lap. In 6 months' time or 7 months' time, by God's grace, I'll be calling myself doctor. So I'm really grateful for that. Another thing that I'm really grateful for in 2020 was self-discovery. So guys, this pandemic hit me in a different way. It affected me mentally, right? It put me in a state of inaction. For example, in my business, I got really stuck, and it just gave me that time to step back. I actually took a 2 months or 3 months social media break, right? Or not really social media break, because I was on some platforms. I was on some platforms like WhatsApp and YouTube, right? But I wasn't on Instagram, I wasn't on Facebook, I wasn't on Twitter for a long while, So, and that process for me, or that period for me, was a lot of self-discovery. I got to ask myself difficult questions. I got to get the vision for my brand, for my business, for why I was really doing what I was doing. So I went through the whole process of self-discovery, and of course self-discovery is a lifelong process. I am still in the process. 2021 is still going to come with its own discovery for me, and I'm excited about that. But I feel like I have some grounds right now, somewhere to start on. It is due to this self-discovery that I was able to realize that self-doubt was a major pattern in my life, and it affected me in different areas, and it also affected how I showed up here on YouTube. It affected how I showed up on all the other platforms as well. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that in 2020. So the last thing that I'm grateful for in 2020 is I was able to build a closer relationship with my family, with my friends, the community around me. Because we had to stay indoors, my parents were more at home. Well, not really more at home, they still had to go to work, but we were able to build a more intimate relationship in my family. I was able to speak to my brothers more often. So that's one thing I'm really grateful for my friends. We had more time to call each other. Some friends that we literally only talk maybe like 10 times in a year, you know, due to like busy schedules, location difference, time difference, all of that. I was able to speak more with my closest friends this year, and I'm so, you know, grateful for that. So guys, these are the things that I am really grateful for amongst all the other great things that happened in 2020. I'm really grateful for these, you know, 4 things because they affect like every part of my life, and I'm just really grateful for that opportunity. So now I'm going to be sharing with you the lessons that I took from 2020. I took a lot of lessons, but like there are some major ones that stood out for me and that I am taking into the new year. So the first lesson for me is that God is the ultimate. God is this sovereign being that has like the final say and final decision. I feel this pandemic really showed the hopelessness of man. I mean, something happened that held everyone hostage. It just showed me the beauty and the sovereignty of God. So 2020 for me was a year of learning to walk more with God, to walk closer to God, just knowing God and, you know, coming to know Him as, you know, the Father of light, the Father of peace, our shepherd. Because God came through in every single way. Like God came through for me in every single thing, and I believe that a lot of you have that same testimony as well. So Psalm 23 came in so handy for me this year, and this particular verse, Isaiah 26 verse 3, that He will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on Him because he trusts in Him. That's literally my testimony. God has kept me in perfect peace. It didn't mean that there were no whirlwinds or there were no situations that I was anxious about, but in all, He kept me in perfect peace. So that's like the great lesson for me in 2020 that I'm taking into 2021. I am growing deeper in my intimacy with God. I'm learning to walk with God, to walk close with God, because the truth is God leads, God directs, God speaks to us. And yeah, that's just one big lesson for me in 2020, not to leave God out of my life because He is the soul. Second lesson for me in 2020 was the fact that your mindset determines your future, determines how you live in the present. Let me explain to you how mindset is formed usually, right? So like this is like an analogy that I had, right, sometimes this year as well. The fact that your thoughts leads to feelings, and these feelings will lead to an action or inaction, and these actions will produce result. So for me, how that played out, that when I had thoughts of fear, thoughts of self-doubt, thought of being stuck, thought of, you know, not being able to move forward, I was not able to do anything. I realized that really in this life, it's not about having physical cash, it's not about having this or having that, because we have this mindset of you have, then you'll be able to do and you'll be able to become. But I've learned that you become, and that starts in your mind, then you do, right? Because of what you think in your mind, because of your mindset, you'll be able to perform actions that will lead, you know, to you having things. So yeah, that was like one major important lesson for me in 2020 that I'm taking, you know, throughout my life in 2021. Another lesson for me in 2020 was the importance of community. You guys, no one was expecting to be in a pandemic, no one was expecting to be alone, but I feel like what really helped most of us through is community. So community for me involves my friends, involves my family, my support system, my classmates, you know, church members, all of those things. That's community for me. Going forward, I am going to invest more in building quality relationships. I'm going to be there for my friends. I'm going to be there for my family members, because we all really need each other. Another thing that I learned this year is that there is so much more at the other side of fear. You guys, I feel like for the last 2 years in my life, I've really struggled with fear and self-doubt a lot. I already spoke about that earlier, and I realized that there is so much more at the other side of fear. The moment I decided to start doing some things that I was afraid of doing, I realized that really there is really, like, these things are actually not scary. Yes, you might feel fear. See, what I've come to realize is the fact that fear is a constant factor in our life. You will always feel fear at every point in your life. Trust me, all the successful people in this world right now, all the people that you aspire to be, they are all going through some sort of fear, some sort of anxiety every day in their life, but they decided to, you know, take actions regardless of their fear. And there is so much more at the other side of fear. Another thing that I learned this year, that the digital world is here. like it has been years since, but it dawned on me afresh that it is here. See, a pandemic happened, and what happened? A lot of us had to pivot, right? We had online schooling. Right now I am having medical school online, you guys. That's just as a result of the fact that the digital world is actually taking over, right? We have online classes, we had virtual meetings, we had virtual parties. Like, is that wild? So if you are yet to get on the digital world, please get on it already, and not online. You are literally sleeping on a bicycle. So get online already, get digital. The last thing for me will be that your environment matters, you guys. What I mean by environment is not just your physical environment, but just the environment that you create for yourself. Create an inspiring environment. See, the things that you listen to, that is how you create environment. The things that you watch, the things that you spend your time doing, the people that you talk to, the things that take your time the most, that is how you build your environment. Yes, your physical environment also matters. Like, take for example, staying on your bed and trying to do something, and as opposed to sitting in a chair in front of a desk or something, there's like a whole lot of difference in like how productive you can be. I mean, it depends on like your personal preference, but for me, that's like a big example for me. So like, your environment matters. Create an inspiring environment. Listen to the right podcast, listen to the right people. Create a fun environment for yourself. Create creativity, adventure for yourself, in your own little space, in your own little place. So like, environment really matters. So guys, those are like the lessons that I learned in 2020. So finally, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I'm looking forward to in 2021. I learned something recently, that many of us make goals, we have visions, we have plans, but we don't share it, and that's because we are afraid. I think one important thing when it comes to keeping yourself accountable, when you are setting goals, when you are creating vision, when you have ideas, is to share it with others. And one of the things that I'm doing newly this year is I'm going to be sharing some of them here on YouTube, here with my audience, right? My family members here on YouTube, basically. And why I'm sharing these things is because I want you guys to keep me accountable, because some of them are related to like what I do here online, right? My platforms. Some of them are related to like my personal life, some for my business, things like that. The second thing I'm looking forward to in 2021 is graduating from medical school. I already told you guys I got into my final year of medical school in 2020. So I am graduating by God's grace in June or July 2021. You guys, medical school has been a whirlwind for me. Like I've said, I've had a lot of self-doubt through medical school, lack of confidence, just fear, all of that. But I'm really trusting God to finally finish this lab. I don't know what life after medical school has to offer me just yet. I'm trusting God for direction and clarity on that. But one thing I know is that I am going to graduate by God's grace. Amen. Amen. So the third thing that I'm looking forward to in 2021 is to launch my blog. Let me give you guys a bit of backstory. So guys, I started a blog in 2018. I probably just made only 3 posts, and I stopped. Again, it was due to self-doubt. It was due to fear, right? And for me, I was hiding under fear, and I was just doubting myself, and just kept on making excuses. So in 2019, I started to dive more into learning about blogging, and I had a bit of small money with me, and I decided to DIY stuff. So I bought a domain name, I bought a hosting with Bluehost. Basically, they were doing like a sale package. I don't know if it was doing Black Friday or something. They were doing like a sale package where you have like a hosting bundle for like 3 years. You have a free domain name for the first year. So I actually bought the domain name joycebusala.com in 2019, December or October, I can't remember the particular date. And I also like got the hosting. So yes, I have like a self-hosted website on WordPress. If you go to joycebusala.com right now, you see that it's like a dummy site. I'll say it's a dummy site because you just see like the theme that I uploaded. So like the theme is like the design that I uploaded, right? Or like the design that I choose for the blog, and you see like dummy posts, right? Things on fashion, things that basically it was just like computer generated posts that was like already embedded in the system. So this year 2020, around October, I think around October, I started taking a blogging course with my blog coach. I'm so grateful for her. Thank you, Mary, and I'm sure she's going to be watching this video, and I've learned so much. So right now I'm actually in the stage of creating the actual content, because that's what really matters, right? And I am hoping that by February 2021 the blog should launch by God's grace. You guys, I need grace and zeal to put in the work. Okay, so that's one thing I'm actually looking forward to in 2021. Actually, the goal was just to have a website, not really a blog, just to share content, you know, on the things that I am interested in, the things that I'm learning, just as I'm going through my life, you know, journey. It's not really, I didn't really do it for the sake of I just want to blog a title. No, I actually did it because I wanted like a personal website. I wanted a personal space where people can come to know me, because you guys, I do a whole lot of things, I juggle a whole lot of things, and I'm just trying to bring everything into one space. So another thing that I'm looking forward to in the year 2021 is growing my business. You guys, again, because of this same self-doubt, I feel like I don't want to keep talking about it again, but because of this self-doubt, right, it also affected my business. That's one major thing that actually affected. But one thing I'm grateful for in 2020 is the fact that I discovered, you know, the vision for my brand and like the mission that I wanted to, you know, take. So right now, the mission for my beauty store is that we want to help women of color access products and services from trusted brands, you know, on a budget. So that's like a major, you know, goal for me in 2021. I want to like work towards, you know, what I want my tribe to be able to enjoy. I want them to be able to access beauty products and services easily. You know, my tribe there are women of color that live in diaspora, so like a country like Russia, those that are living in Europe, and some other, you know, countries, you know, that are just around me. I really want to, you know, help them to access beauty products and services. This includes education, this includes the actual physical beauty products, you know. So yeah, that's something I really look forward to in 2021. So guys, another thing that I'm really looking forward to in 2021 is growth on my platforms. So I told you guys that I, you know, look forward to launching my blog, and I'm also looking forward to the growth of that blog, right? And I'm also looking forward to the growth of my YouTube channel. You guys, I want to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2021. Yes, I know it's like a big goal, because I think right now I'm at 216 subscribers, but that was as a result of my inconsistency. Right now I am going to put in the work, you know. I'm going to release more content for you guys, right? I actually want you guys to anticipate later in January. I'm going to be releasing a beauty series that is actually beginner friendly. I mean, I'm going to be teaching you how to do like really simple makeup like what I have on right now. No gimmicks, no gym, just like really simple basic makeup that you can do as a beginner. Yes, like I'm going to be breaking it down to the lowest level. If I'm literally going to be starting from makeup products, like helping you to know what makeup products actually exist and what they do. Yes, so that's something I want you guys to look forward to in January. So like the last thing that I look forward to this year is my personal development. You see, for me, I really struggled with my health and my wellness, and that's because I didn't pay attention to them for a long time. I was busy with other things, not my health, and that resulted in a couple of, you know, little diagnoses like anemia, you know, low weight. My BMI is like 17.5, and the normal BMI starts from 18. So yeah, these are things that I'm looking to work on. You know, my blood levels, I want it to go up. I just want to be healthy and fit, because this also affects me in modeling. This affects me just, you know, my life generally. It affects how I will show up, because if I'm not strong, I can't do all the things that I want to do. So my health and wellness is something that I'm prioritizing this year. I'm also prioritizing my mind. I am prioritizing my mind so much. I'm going to be engaging in activities, you know, that will help me to build my mind. So yeah, studying the word of God more, listening to the right messages, creating the right environment for myself, journaling, meditating. These are things that I'm going to be, you know, working on or prioritizing this year 2021, because it is really important for me that I grow personally, because I realize that if you do not grow personally in your life, right, it will affect your productivity in every other area of your life. So basically, if you are not fit, you can't do business properly. If you are not fit, you can't study for your school work properly. If you're not, you know, healthy, you can't do anything literally. So these are some things that I'm prioritizing. Another thing that I wanted to mention is the fact that Regardless of all these plans that I'm telling you guys, I am open to the leading of God in my life. I am open to God telling me don't do this anymore, do this. I am open to pivoting. I am open to making changes. I am open to the new adventures that would come with this year. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. But before you go, I would like to ask you one question. What are you most grateful for in 2020? Please comment down below. I just want to chat with you guys. What's that one thing that you are really grateful for in 2020? And what's that one thing that you look forward to in 2021? Guys, I really look forward to sticking with you guys through 2021. I look forward to seeing you guys on my channel. Again, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and don't stop at subscribing. Click on that bell button so you get notifications every time I upload new videos here on YouTube. So guys, thank you so much for watching to this point. I feel like this is one of the longest videos I've created, probably. I don't know. Alright guys, I'll see you guys. Bye.